My name is Audrick Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Today we're gonna pick up where we left off last time. Had an interlude episode. Got to chop it up with the great rapper Kimba. Now we're gonna focus on a podcast episode. Back to the superhero stuff. Jayce and the World Warriors. Last time I talked about SWAT Cats, but today's gonna be Jayce and the World Warriors. Jayce and the World Warriors is an amazing cartoon from the 1980s. Golden era of cartoons, some say, or maybe I think the 1990s is the golden era of cartoons, but some say it's the 1980s. That's all right too, because I ain't mad at you if you're talking about cartoons like this. Look, Jayce and the World Warriors, y'all. Jayce and the World Warriors. This cartoon right here, an amazing cartoon from the 1980s, man. I still watch it. I have it on DVD, as you can well see. Look, don't worry, we're gonna talk about this later, but I actually have a disc edition. I got it on Amazon.com. These are the type of things that I like to do, man. So yo, I'm nerd all the way nerd. You know what I'm saying? So yo, I'm pretty excited. I'm excited too because I just shipped out earlier this morning 2 sets of Bata's 3 sneakers, man. High tops, straight gangster, Iron Man, and Blade versus Iron Man, and also Street Fighter 1. Let me see if I can find a picture of these sneakers, man, because y'all got to see these joints, man. They was lit. You know what I mean? So let's see if I can find this picture. If I can find it, great. If I can't, then bleep it. Let's see what we got. Yeah, let me show y'all this video right here. Oh yeah, y'all got to see this. Woo, these sneakers are all that and a bag of chips.
All right, Anthony, they are here. The Bata's
right here.
Blade, Iron Man, and the Street Fighter sneakers. Look at these Jordans, man. They are spitfire, so sick. I'm so proud of this design. I have to send you this video, man. I'll put it on the mail for you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? This is next level stuff. This is the Iron Man ones right here. I gotta put it in my hand just to show you a little snippet of them. Do a whole 360 of these joints, man. Look at this. This is so sick. Look, let me give you some context so you can see the distance from it. Look at this. Look at this, man. This is next level stuff right here. Look at that, man. And then look at them together, right? And then of course you got the Street Fighter ones. Look at these joints right here. Ryu. You know what I'm saying? All the characters from the Street Fighter universe. Look at that right there. This is what your boy doing. And look, I gotta flip it so you can see the inside of it. Man, look at that, man. That is next level stuff. And then of course, gotta get the other foot so you can see what's going down with that. You know what I mean? Look at this. This is next level stuff, y'all. And then, Anthony, check this other side out. You know what I mean? Look at this. This is next level stuff, man. This is so sick. 360 completely, man. This is spitfire. Look at this. Straight spitfire, man. Look at these joints. Man, talk about sick as I don't know what. So look, and just for context, so you can see it up close. Look at that. Man, that's sick right there. So
yo, that's a sneaker right there.
Sneakers, man.
You know what I mean? But I had to show it to y'all. So look, that's a sneaker right there. You know what I mean? But yo, now let's get into this amazing episode, man. Jayce and the World Warriors, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to another episode of Science Fiction Podcast, man. I had to show y'all that video. It was just like, whoa. I'm so proud of that. That's only the beginning of many more sneakers that are going to be sold. You know what I mean? So, yo, now let's get into this episode. Jayce and the World Warriors. Before we get into this podcast, we got to thank our sponsors. This Science Fiction Podcast is brought to you by Homeland Fashions. If you need Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African fashion and accessories from the motherland. Created and designed by one of the best designers out there. I did Yinka Agboke. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be on the show pretty shortly in the future, man. You know what I mean? But this is the logo right here. I continue to build them up because I know they're coming with an amazing line of clothing. African attire. When I say next level, y'all, next level. Kind of the same way my clothing is with my custom clothing. It's the same thing they're going to do over there, man. So, yo, African attire, man, you're going to get it. We got to thank these sponsors. So, Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African attire, man. You got to go get you a pair. HomelandFashions.com. Trust me, it's coming. It's coming, y'all. And then also, this podcast is also brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to pediatricians and everything between, search Tigler. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com, y'all. Do not wait. Tigler is owned and operated by the greatest CEO in the galaxy, in the universe. Adetai Agboke, he's running an amazing company. This company is designed to help you find the best person for what you're trying to do. Whether it's a plumber, a pediatrician, a landscaper, engineer, survey engineer, it don't matter. If they're a professional, you got to go on Tigler.com to find the best of the best so you can have the best work done at wherever it is that you're trying to get work done. Like I said, it's owned and operated by Adetai Agboke, one of the best CEOs out there, and he has 2 spots for it. He has one they have it in the East Coast setup and they have it in the West Coast setup, Los Angeles, Long Beach area. All right, so yo, Tigler.com. And look, I got to show you the logo because they're still working on giving me something that I can put behind me. But for right now, I want y'all to see what y'all looking at right there. Tigler.com, y'all. Tigler.com. You know what I'm saying? Check that out. And this podcast also brought to you by Anadel for the Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. The Anadel for the Ankle. Make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. Like I stated, man, I always got these custom orthotics in every pair of batas that I wear. Every pair. Custom orthotics. This company is owned and operated by the best foot specialist in the galaxy, Dr. Neri Onusode, right? Dallas, Texas, Frisco, Texas, and pretty soon going to expand to Houston, Texas. But if you're in the Dallas, Texas area, you want to go see Dr. Neri Onusode, man. Get your feet where they need to be. Trust me. I know. I used to have plantar fasciitis, and thanks to Dr. Neri Onusode, I got no more foot pain. So, yo, AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. Thank y'all for joining the stream tonight, man. Now, welcome to the chat, y'all. Look. Today, we're going to focus on Jayce and the World Warriors. This cartoon right here. A great cartoon from the 1980s. One of the golden era of cartoons, I guess some say. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, one of the greatest cartoons you've ever seen. So, look. Some of y'all write dumb shit, so you're going to get blocked. I don't have time for stupid people. If you're an idiot, get off my platform. I don't need you to be successful. So look, back to this thing right here. Jayce and the World Warriors. One of the greatest cartoons you've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know about this cartoon, which is sad. You can go on YouTube and you can check it out. YouTube is, as always, my go-to for cartoons, especially for old school 19 cartoons. Jayce and the World Warriors. So the things that I'm going to focus on today on Jayce and the World Warriors. The origins, the history. We're going to focus on some characters because I think that's important to tell you who's who. Even if I don't give you full details of it, just tell you who they are. Comics, I don't necessarily know if there's any comics for Jayce and the World Warriors. I honestly can't tell you that there's actually any comics. And then, of course, animation for sure. Then, of course, my favorite thing to talk about, getting your mind right, being mentally healthy. And then, of course, last but not least, final thoughts, right? So, look, let's Jayce and the World Warriors. Jayce and... oh my God, this animated series was so fire. Y'all don't understand. This thing was legitimately one of the best cartoons ever created. And people, I know cartoons, man, let me tell you, 1990s and 1980s cartoons are off the chain. What we got now is a joke. You know what I'm saying? It's just a straight up joke. I'm going to be frank about that. So look, I'm going to break down Jayce and the World Warriors and let y'all know the backstory of this amazing cartoon series. All right, so Jayce and World Warriors was created and developed by was developed by J. Michael Straczynski. It was an amazing how do I say this? Cartoon series. And you know what's funny about it? The opening theme song was designed by guess who? Skulky Levy, who also did Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? So not only did he do the intro for the cartoon, he did the outro for the cartoon as well. You know what I'm saying? And then of course Haim Saban. Power Rangers, that doesn't shock me. The country of origin for this cartoon, France. Look, France is one of the greatest cartoon places for cartoons. A lot of people don't know that. France is a secret gem. Jayce and the World Warriors, Mask, God, the endless cartoons they've been come out of France is ridiculous. So look, let's get to the show, man. What Jayce and the World Warriors? Jayce and the World Warriors was created in the 1980s. You know what I'm saying? It first aired 65 episodes, one season. 65 episodes. Total madness, y'all. Executive producer was Gene Chaplin and John Kearney, who were the same people that did Mask, the cartoon series that I was talking about, right? So the release date was September 1985. That's when the cartoon first debuted. So now look, let me break it down to y'all. So Jayce and the World Warriors, basically, Jayce and the World Warriors is a French cartoon that was created in France. It is an animated show which was first broadcast on TF1 on September 9th, 1985 on the block Salut les Petits Loups, which is a French channel. Eventually on September 16th in the United States in syndication. It was produced by DIC Audiovisual, originally distributed for syndication by SFM Entertainment, and animated by the Japanese animation studio Sunrise, Shaft, Studio Giants, Studio Look, and Swan Production. So you had a whole group of individuals, a bunch of joint forces to create this cartoon. The show ran for 65 minutes, 65 episodes, which was crazy, unheard of. And was created to support Mattel's World Warriors toy line. So they had toys. Without question, they had toys. So that's totally awesome. So I'm going to talk about that later then too. So toys, right? And so with no series finale. So the show had an ongoing plot which was left unresolved. So you tell me since 1985, nobody thought it was a good idea to actually have the actually show end properly. The cartoon never had an ending, y'all. Like, you've never seen that before in your life. I swear to God, go on YouTube, watch the last episode. You're going to be like, what the hell? How does this cartoon not have an ending? It makes no damn sense. But that's what they were doing back in the day, man. Anything stupid, you could count on it. Plots were off the chain, man. You know what I mean? So Jayce and the World Warriors was a great cartoon from the 1980s. The show featured two dueling forces. You had the heroes are humans called Lightning League, who drive white and silver vehicles with assorted weaponry led by a teenager named Jayce. The villains are organic plant-based creatures called monster minds, who travel via large green organic vines, who can grow in and across interstellar space and sprout seeds that grow rapidly into further monster minds. They were led by a very first of the monster minds, Sawboss. Yeah, Sawboss was an evil individual. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, he was just off the chain. Like, he was a plant vine, and I think it was created by Audrick. That's what happened with Jayce and the World Warriors. It was created by Audrick. So that's one of the reasons why the monster minds were or what am I looking for here? The monster minds were what they were. And no, I'm not gonna look up. I'm running a show. I could care less what people want me to do. What's wrong with some of y'all? Some of y'all need to keep your comments to yourself. Some of y'all just, your manners is off the chain. You know what I'm saying? Off the chain, but I ain't the one. You know what I mean? So yo, appreciate that. Look, thank all of y'all for joining the chat tonight. Today's episode number 212. Jayce and the World Warriors. Right now, so look, some of the information I'm trying to, I could freestyle this, but I don't want to freestyle it only because there's a lot of info that you need to get, right? So check it out. So the series was created to accompany a pre-existing line of toys. So the toys came before the cartoon. For a lot of people who don't know. So that's why the cartoon itself was a success. I wouldn't call it they created out of greed. It was just a cool cartoon to create. And so when they created the cartoon, it was amazing. I love the vehicles like Armed Force, Spike Trike, Drill Sergeants, Quick Draw, the mobile battle base, and then of course the ship itself, the Pride, owned by who's owned by Herc. You know what I'm saying? So yo, that's the origins of Jayce and the World Warriors. Now, in terms of the history, because the history of Jayce and World Warriors is like, it's a French cartoon. It becomes an American cartoon, right? And one of the things that I always like to emphasize when I talk about the history of a cartoon is how did it come to, where did it exist and how did it grow, right? So it went for 65 seasons, right? It was, the series was created, so most of the episodes were written by the French writers Jean Chaplin, you know what I'm saying, who also did Mask. Man, let me tell you, France, boy, they be cranking out cartoons, boy. Woo, they be cranking out cartoons. And Haskell Bakin. Writers of DIC included Larry Diltello, Barbara Humbley, and J. Michael Straczynski. Straczynski wrote about a quarter of the episodes, attempting in his own words to hijack a dope concept and make it into something more. Haim Saban and Scott Levy provided the music for the show. Nearly a decade later, it was a rerun on USA Network, USA Cartoon Express block from July 3rd, 1994 to August 25th, 1995. So it was brought back, right, for a decade later after the 1980s to actually be a cartoon. That's when I got to see some stuff on cartoons. The thing about cartoons nowadays, especially Jayce and the World Warriors, it's one of those cartoons that people really underrated. And I really do say I stress the word underrated. Underrated is a nice way of saying that they just did a crappy job of keeping this cartoon alive. They should have done a better job of pulling it forward, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes companies are they on that penny pincher program, man, and they're growing with good ideas. So look, in the United Kingdom, right, the series was first screened in some regions on the ITV network in a Sunday early morning slot, 1985. But with not all of the regional franchises having a Sunday morning service at that time, it was moved to Channel 4, where it was broadcast nationally for the first time in 1986. The series subsequently frequently repeated a Sky Channel between 1989 and 1983. It later gained renowned popularity in UK when it was repeatedly intermittently in Friday and Saturday evening slot on the children's television network Fox Kids and Jetix between 2001 and 2009. So, you know what I'm saying? The plot, right? Let me break down the plot to you. The plot, the series follows protagonist Jayce, Flora, Storm Sailor, Owen, Gillian in their searches for Jayce's father, Audrick. Like I told y'all, right? Meanwhile, they are opposing the main antagonist, Sawboss, and his followers, the Masterminds. You know what I'm saying? Audrick was a botanist who performed experiments with biotechnology, and one experiment created Flora. And another experiment, Audrick attempted to create a plant that could prevent starvation. But when he succeeded, a nearby star exploded into a supernova. The radiation from the supernova's explosion changed the plants and 4 others into masterminds, a race of plant-like monsters whose wish to conquer the universe. Audrick created a route that could destroy the masterminds, but was forced to flee before he could complete the task. After the masterminds made Audrick's laboratory into their headquarters, Audrick kept half of the route himself and gave the other half to his servants, Eternal Squire Owen, whom he sent to serve Jayce. Jayce and his friends are thereafter on a quest to find Audrick and form a complete route, which is true. You know what I'm saying? The cartoon itself, man, it's one of the few cartoons, right? Like Transformers and G.I. Joe that were actually started off as toys and then turned into cartoons. So the history of Jayce and the World Warriors is plain and simple. This is an amazing cartoon that got created into an amazing toy line that got created into an amazing cartoon. Like the cartoon, the cars, the vehicles, man. Oh my God. They are so cool. Wait till I get to that part, the toys. Spike Trike, Drill Sergeant, Armed Force, Quick Draw. Man, and everybody drove a vehicle, right? Which I'll get to. You know what I'm saying? Toys, and I guess I could call it vehicles. I don't know. I think I will call it vehicles, because that damn there should be something, because the vehicles are so sick. That's what helped me out in the Carjack Assassin universe. And speaking of the Carjack Assassin universe, it is official. The Carjack Assassin comic book now has been copyrighted. The one I'm going to release later on this year. It is coming out, y'all. I am so proud of that creation. I'm looking forward to dropping it later on this year. It's going down, y'all. When I say it's been an amazing year, it has been an amazing year. Hey, yo, I don't know who this is, you old or whatever you call yourself, but you can go bleep yourself, you sorry sack of trash. Some of y'all are losers. How they let me out of jail? How they let you live with a name like Old? You're an imbecile and a moron. Go find a cliff to jump off of, you loser. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Some of y'all need to just get destroyed, and that's what I'm going to start doing. Losers who ain't going to be nothing in life. That's what you are. Old. That's why you got blocked. You're a loser. Some of y'all need to get a life. Oh, I got no problem coming at y'all. I promise you. No problem clowning you all day long. You know what I'm saying? So now look, the cartoon itself, man, that's the history of the cartoon. Now, when you have a history of a cartoon like that, you have to have characters, right? Characters that are totally amazing. You know what I'm saying? Characters that are totally super cool. Let's start with Jayce, right? Jayce. So Jayce, you know, Jayce is this guy right here. Good thing I got this DVD player. Jayce is this guy right here. Jayce, and he's also the guy. I would change the camera, but I've got an idea. Jayce, I wish they could show pictures of each character, but they don't. But it's okay. So what I'm gonna do is let's see. Lightning League, okay. No problem. Jayce is this guy right here, right? Jayce, he's the son of Audrick. He's a teenager who has to lead the Lightning League, which is a group of individuals, like I said. Jayce, Audrick, Gillian, Flora, Owen, Herc Storm Sailor, and then Brock. So you know, it's an amazing cartoon, right? So now look, the characters, right? Starting off with Jayce. Jayce, the protagonist and the bearer of the legendary Ring of Lights and half of the magic roots, right? It's crazy, but Jayce was basically burdened with the burden of actually trying to find his father, save his father, unite the Lightning League, bring him back, and also to stop the monster minds. Boy, that sure is a lot of work for a teenager, boy. That's crazy. That's one of the things that really gravitated towards a lot of people that watch this cartoon, especially, like I said, in the 1980s when it was built, but a lot of us didn't watch it till the 2000s. So it's a sick cartoon. Trust me. Go on YouTube. Man, you'll be like, whoa, this cartoon is off the chain. It's very few people that can actually make a cartoon that actually is, like I said, it's a French cartoon. It was just an amazing character, y'all. And he drove the vehicle's armed force, which I thought was the coolest vehicle, one of the coolest vehicles ever in cartoon history. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle van, Batmobile, Thunder Tank. Maybe you could say Optimus Prime transforming, and of course my vehicle from the Carjack Assassin universe. Wait till you see it, y'all. Man, you know what I'm saying? So yo, that's Jayce right there. Now Audrick is his father. All right. So Audrick is his father, and let me see. It would take too long to keep going back and forth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get another hold on, Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors characters. So once I finish reading about each profile of each character, I'm going to show you each character. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to show you each character because these characters are totally amazing. Oh my God, this is so cool. Hey, wait, let me see. Man, they better have this thing. Oh, you got to be kidding me. I guess, man, boy, this is ruthless. Man, this sucks. They ain't got no picks. Damn. Well, I know what I need to point to, so I know that much. So it's all good. No worries. I ain't even gonna trip about that, man. I'm really not gonna trip about that. I'm really not. All right, so y'all look. Now back to the task at hand, right? So look. I got a question for y'all. I know what to put now. What is your favorite vehicle from Jayce and the Wheeled Armed Force? Spike Trike. Drill Sergeant. I know all their names, y'all. Y'all don't know what's up. Y'all don't know what's up. Your boy be knowing all their names, man. So y'all look, I'm gonna do it like this, so y'all know what's up. All right, y'all. Now the quote of the poll of the day is up. So get your vote on. Let's go. Y'all show some juice and show some energy. Now let's get back to this thing right here. The characters, right? So Jayce is the first character, right? Next up is Audrick. Audrick is Jayce's father, who's a botanist, right, by trade. And what he does is he creates Flora, right? Flora is Jayce, turns out to be Jayce's sister. This is Flora right here for all of y'all who don't know Flora is. Some of y'all ain't never seen Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors. Please, in the name of God, if you've never seen this cartoon, go to YouTube and go get your watch on. Please, 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 please. Trust me, it's a sicko cartoon. It's straight fire, y'all. Straight fire. Look. Now look. Flora, Audrick is Jayce's father, right? Jayce's father and the original master of is the creator of the magic root, of which he bears the other half, the masterminds Flora and the early Lightning League vehicles. So he basically designed everything that Jayce inherited to lead the Lightning League, right? So that's Audrick, who's Jayce's father. Gillian, is the wizard, right? Now his picture is in here, but let's see. I know that. Don't worry, I'm gonna read everybody's name. I'm gonna read everybody to y'all. Then I'm gonna show you all the characters. Gillian, is the wizard and mentor to Jayce and Flora. He is Flora's co-creator and creator of all 5 lightning vehicles. He's implied to be the centuries old. That's crazy. Gillian, I remember in the cartoon they would always say how old was he, and nobody would ever really know. Trust me, y'all. There's a power that comes from deep inside of you. Y'all gotta go watch it, man. Trust me. That's part of the theme song. I'm gonna play that for you later. Don't worry about that. And then of course, so Gillian is the one who created the Lightning League vehicles. So all those vehicles they're driving, Armed Force, Drill Sergeant, Quick Draw, the Battle Base, all Gillian. And he is also the co-creator of Flora, because Flora is Flora, who's the plant girl. She's an artificial. She's not. I wouldn't call her artificial intelligence, but she was created to life. You know what I'm saying? So now, speaking of Flora, this is Flora right here. Y'all see Flora right there? That's Jayce's sister. You know what I'm saying? Flora is a flower created, developed into a humanoid by Gillian and Audrick. She has telepathic powers, which I remember, with which she can cause sense monsters, in which she can sense monster minds and can communicate with animals or plants. So Flora is able to communicate with plants and animals, but also she can send the monster minds. That's why every time, whenever the monster minds were coming, she was kind of like a radar. She always knew when they were going to be there. It was wild. I remember watching the cartoon. Like, now I want to go watch the cartoon again. Like, I usually see the episode, the cartoon intro. Like, I like watching cartoon intros all the time, and I see it all the time. But like, man, this cartoon is fire, boy. Let me tell you, cartoons are not what they used to be. They don't even spend the time to create a cartoon intro. They just show you the name of the episode. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That's horrible. You know what I'm saying? So yo, that's Flora right there. Now next up, let me see if y'all getting your vote on. Ain't nobody getting their vote on. What y'all waiting on? Come on now, y'all gotta get your vote on. And let's get these likes up. Come on now. Y'all watching, obviously. I got a bunch of views. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So next up is right? Is an internal squire created by Smith Wisland. Originally served Audrick, but since being appointed to Jayce. And then since then, he's been appointed to Jayce. So this is right here. He's the squire. He's always breaking apart. Like in the cartoon, he was always breaking apart. He was always breaking apart all the time. That stuff was hilarious. Man, that thing was off the chain. He was always breaking apart, y'all. Now, next up is Herc the Storm Sailor, who is a mercenary. Actually, he's not a mercenary. I don't see him that way. I just see him as a guy who offers his services through the space, through the galaxy, shipping cargo, moving cargo, whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's Herc right there. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm not calling him a mercenary. He's the proud owner of the space barge called the Pride of the Skies. You know what I'm saying? Too. He used to have a close relationship with Pirate Queen Morgana, and it is implied that he once was a member of the Pirate Guild. He was once an intergalactic commando before he quit. He was largely modeled after Han Solo. Yeah, it's kind of true like that. He was kind of Han Solo cartoons in terms of cartoons, but Herc the Storm Sailor is basically a independent independent pirate. He's not a pirate. He's a mover of products. He could move anything you wanted him to move. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. That's how he did it. He did it all the time, and you'd have to pay him. And Gillian kept on tricking him and saying, "Hey, I'm going to pay you in gold." And every single episode, y'all, the last 2 minutes of the episode, Gillian would create like an illusion of gold and leave it in the cockpit of the Pride. And then as soon as Herc touched it, it would fade away. He'd be like, "Ah, no!" And then next thing you know, he'd be like, "Man, y'all gonna pay me." Basically, Herc stuck around with the whole Lightning League just so they could pay him. That would be some of the cool stuff that I wish we would got to see. But we never got to see the cartoon actually end. It just abruptly just stopped. I mean, I don't know what people are thinking when you just think it's just cool to just stop a cartoon. It just don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? The same thing happened to Wildcats. Y'all, I promise you. The same thing happened to Ultra Force. So this stuff that I'm talking about is not new. Cartoon creators have been doing this nonsense because these companies, these penny pinchers, as I like to call them, don't have no sense. They just always doing whatever they want. It don't make no sense, y'all. It don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, that's Herc right there. Now, next up is Brock, which is the floating fish that follows Flora around. Brock is Flora's flying fish mount, which speaks in chirps and whistles because it can't actually talk, which is kind of cool. And then there's some other characters too. The Zoogies are a trio of robotic canes. They seem to have a liking to who is almost always being chased by them, which is true. They're like animals, pets in the place. Flora's pets. And then Julgada is an automatic alien spy who acts as a recurring guest character throughout the series. He was rescued by Audrick from a mastermind invasion of his village and has been loyal to him ever since. You know what I mean? So, yo, that's the Lightning League. Now, the masterminds led by Sawboss. Man, Sawboss is the leader of the masterminds. He was spawned from the very plant that Audrick had intended to end starvation. So that's where Sawboss came from. Now, this is Sawboss right here, if y'all are wondering. That's Sawboss right there. That dude is proper evil. He's the leader of the masterminds right there, boy. He be like, for the glory of the black lights, I go. Like, and then all of a sudden, the entire base for the masterminds would just despair and go somewhere else. They literally were transporting themselves back and forth to anywhere they wanted to go. It was nuts, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's Sawboss right there, leader of the masterminds right there. Yeah, I see we got plenty of people in the chat. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to another episode of Sound Vision Podcast, episode number 212, Jayce and the World Warriors. That's right. Jayce and the World Warriors, one of the greatest cartoons ever made. And so please hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification button. Thank you very much. Now look here, y'all. On to the next person. Gunner Grinner is a Sawboss of the masterminds. He oversees the Gunner troops clones. Terror Tank is a Sawboss masterminds. He oversees the Terror Tank clones. Because what's cool about the masterminds is that each vehicle or each whatever is a how do I say this? Like a troop. Because the tank is a troop, the gunners are troops, the cruisers are troops, and then the beast walkers are troops, the star trooper commanders are troop. It's just different troops, man. They got different things. You know what I mean? So yo, that's like where the characters were. That's why you saw so many masterminds, because each one they could literally recopy themselves. They would literally drop like as a seed, and they just start growing into a mastermind. It was super cool. I gotta show y'all the stuff when the animation comes up. Now, Terror Tank, a Sawboss of masterminds. He oversees the Terror Tank clones. KO Crusher, a Sawboss of masterminds. He oversees the KO Trooper clones. Beast Walker Commander, a Sawboss of masterminds. He oversees the Beast Walker clones. Saw Trooper Commander is the only other Sawboss that can take a humanoid form. He is smaller in stature than a Sawboss and is notably by the stripes of his chest and absence of his cape. You know what I'm saying? So Sawboss is the boss, but he's got like Saw Trooper Commander. He's like trying to be second in command basically to Sawboss. See, look, these are the cartoons that were back in the day like that. Can y'all see that? You know what I'm saying? God, this cartoon, man. Man, if I had a DVD player, which I do, I could watch it on my old school computer. You know what I mean? Then of course, Dr. Zog is a scientist. Excuse me, Dr. Zog is a scientist working with Sawboss. So now, I've explained every character to you. Now I gotta show you the characters, because, man, I was just like, I gotta show y'all the characters. So look, I'm gonna flip my phone. Y'all ready? I'm gonna flip my phone and I'm gonna point to my screen so y'all can see who's who. And I'm gonna use my clicker to point to y'all who's who. You see what I'm saying? Look, here we go. So look, this is Jayce and World Warriors Lightning League, right? Look at this. Right here is Sawboss, right? Jayce, Herc. Don't worry, I'm gonna point them out to you. So this is Herc. This is look, y'all. I'm gonna point the thing. Let me see. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna choose something that's gonna get bigger, so y'all can actually see it. Here we go. There we go. Oh man, this better work. Oh, it didn't work. I hate when that happens. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Now I can show y'all. Y'all, look, check this out. This is everybody. Okay, so right here, this is Sawboss right here. This is Gillian right here, the magician. Flora right there. Jayce himself. And then Herc the Storm Sailor. So these are all the characters from Jayce and the World Warriors right here. Man, this cartoon was off the chain, y'all. Y'all just don't understand. Like, man, this cartoon was a 1980s golden era, next level type stuff, y'all. Like, this cartoon was off the chain. It was just a great cartoon that really, really changed the lives. It is the most underrated cartoon, I think, in the history of cartoons that are created. Because, well, of course, it never found a way to end. But also, too, there was never really whatchamacallit, an end to it. Like, they never really finished it. So, excuse me, y'all. Ooh, this is cool. I gotta show y'all this right here. I don't know if somebody drew this, but this is pretty sick. Y'all watch this. I gotta show y'all this right here. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. Oh yeah, I gotta show you this. Y'all gotta see this. Somebody drew this. Man, look at this. Jayce and the World Warriors. That is sick, man. What? That is sick. That's all the characters. You got Sawboss. You got Jayce. You got Herc the Storm Sailor. You got the Pride of the Skies. You got Gillian. You got Un. You got Flora and Brock right there. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, talk about cartoons, boy. Woo, it was amazing. And just the fact that I have this many people joining this stream tonight lets me know that I'm talking about an awesome cartoon. If you don't know about Jayce and the World Warriors, I don't know what to say. And please, can you please get in the vote and somebody vote, please? Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. So now look. I can't. The amount of views on this episode is kind of cool. I was not expecting this because I know a lot of people don't know nothing about no Jayce and the World Warriors. Like if I said Batman or something, you might say something, but Jayce and the World Warriors is one of the greatest cartoons ever made. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest cartoons ever made. So now look, on to the next coolest thing. The vehicles. The vehicles, man. I don't care what anybody says. This is one of the coolest cartoons that had cool vehicles. And let me tell you, another cartoon that had cool vehicles. Mask. Another cartoon that had cool vehicles. Transformers. Another cartoon that had cool vehicles. Thundercats. Another cartoon that had cool vehicles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Another cartoon that had cool vehicles. Carjacks versus Assassins. That's right, my cartoon. I had a lot of influences, y'all. So look, now, let's talk about these amazing vehicles. First things first, let's talk about Armed Force. Jayce's vehicle. And don't worry, just like how I showed you the characters, I'm going to show you all the vehicles. So Armed Force is a vehicle with a large golden grappling arm mounted at top of it. Gillian had intended for Audrick, but instead he gave it to Jayce. When Audrick was unable to join the league, it sits too. Unlike its toy counterpart, Armed Force's toy counterpart included a gimmick dubbed Stock Attack. Any of the other smaller vehicles could detach their wheeled chassis and attach to the top of Armed Force. A promotional comic in He-Man magazine showed two vehicles stacked atop of Armed Force. Though this was physically impossible using toys, as only Armed Force featured two lined up holes suitable for another vehicle's on underside to attach into. This never happens in the show. Instead, the phrase stack attack refers to the Lightning League vehicles being able to exchange weapons in mid-battle. That is so cool because you would see Drill Sergeant send a cannon to quick draw. You know what I'm saying? So the pilots are Jayce and Un. Although in the Vase Zhang episode, Flora and Brock drive it as they attempt to rescue Jayce. You know what I'm saying? So yo, that's Armed Force right there. Next up is Drill Sergeant. Oh man, Drill Sergeant is cool. Is operated by Flora. So Drill Sergeant is a two-seater vehicle with a drill to drill tunnels. It's also equipped with two pop-out guns in the front of the cab. It is driven in the opening sequence by Flora. It is true. In the cartoon intro, it's driven by Flora. You know what I'm saying? And then Quick Draw is a vehicle with a concealed gun in the shield atop of the vehicle and is extended arm of the front with a spiked wheel for digging. It sits one. Gillian drives it in the opening sequence, but has no regular driver in the series. It's true. Quick Draw would just be random off there, man. Oh, Trailblazer. I totally forgot about Trailblazer and Battle Base. Oh, man. Flintshot. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Boy, I love this cartoon. Now, on to Spike Trike. So Spike Trike is a three-wheeled vehicle built with speed, right? And Spike Trike is fast. Spike Trike is a three-wheeled vehicle built for speed, similar to the half-tracked Dune buggy. It has a pair of crunching spiked wheels at the front that lift a single arm. Herc drives it in the opening sequence, and it is his vehicle of choice during the series as well. But in the episode's Deadly Reunion, he refuses to allow Herc to pilot it. In the episode Deadly Reunion, it refuses to allow Herc to pilot it, stating that it only responds to Jayce's commands. So Spike Trike basically threw out Herc. Man, that's messed up, man. Trailblazer. Oh my God, Trailblazer is a giant robotic thing that all the that's like the one that you send with the battering ram to take out everything, right? Trailblazer is a large robotic four-legged vehicle with a front-mounted battering ram. capable of carrying the smaller vehicles. It usually sits one, but is occasionally seen with unused seating for four. Trailblazer is stronger and more durable, other than being crushed by the Monster Minds battle base in the episode of the Purple Tome. The other vehicles, but than the other vehicles, but was used much less often for reasons never disclosed. Unlike the expenditure of resources that served as the excuse for the more rarely used larger vehicle troopers masterminds, Trailblazer is depicted as a much larger scale. Trailblazer is depicted as a much larger in scale with the other vehicles than the toy counterparts. While the toy version of Trailblazer can carry a single smaller vehicle on its back, the cartoon counterpart could carry four smaller vehicles within its body via a platform that lowered from its other side. Every member of the Lightning League can pilot Trailblazer. Man, Trailblazer's off the chain, y'all. Then, of course, Battle Base. Oh, damn. Battle Base, boy. Battle Base is the mobile fortress that houses all the other vehicles. It's usually attached to the Pride as its bridge. The main weapon in the large elevating gun turrets. Battle Base, like Trailblazer, is of much larger relative scale in the animation than in the toy form. The toy of Battle Base had three garages that could each hold a single smaller vehicle, and its control bridge seated two. In the series, not only could Battle Base contain all the smaller vehicles, but even Trailblazer was seen to be able to enter it. The bridge was a rather large full room. Just Trailblazer, even member of the Lightning League, could also pilot Battle Base as well too. So Battle Base was off the chain, y'all. I'm telling you, Battle Base was off the chain. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the how can I say this? It's one of the rare cartoon vehicles that everybody and their godmother loves. You know what I'm saying? It was just, oh my God, it was, man, y'all just don't understand, boy. That cartoon was off the chain. All right, so there's more vehicles too as well. The second Lightning League AI ground vehicles created by Jillian. Flingshot, a vehicle equipped with catapult built with stallions of Sidon, a toy designed but never produced. Spray Gunner is a vehicle with a cannon that sprays various fluids that was added later in the series but has no introductory episode. The toy did not reach the production stage. Man, that's messed up. The Moto Model is a lower-riding vehicle with a powerful drive system, often used to field repair vehicles or haul loads in the attachable trailer. It was added later in the series but has no introductory episode. The toy did not reach production but was designed to be motorized and could stack attack as Armed Force could. The toy version of the gimmicky remained unused in the cartoon. Oh man. And then of course, Lightning League had space vehicles, right? The Pride of the Skies too, also known as Pride of the Short, in the space barge owned by Herc Stormsailor and home of the Lightning League throughout the series. Space Scooter is a smaller air bike. Emergency Cruiser is the Pride's seldom used shuttlecraft. Then of course, the Monster Minds had their vehicles too, man. Are you kidding me? Saw Troopers is a vehicle that large buzzsaw of rattling. Excuse me, y'all. Y'all give me a second. Oh my God. Ugh. All right, y'all. I'm back. Thank you for holding up for me, y'all. I had to go get some water, man. I love going live, man. I love doing my podcast episodes live. It's way more fun. Now, look, let's get into the vehicles for the masterminds, right? There's a few of them. We ain't gonna talk about too much of them, and then we'll move on to the next segment. Saw Troopers is a vehicle with large buzzsaw of rotating stock. Gun Troopers is a vehicle with a cluster of cannons clinched in its teeth. The main weapon is the multi-headed spikes mounted at the top of the body. Terror Troopers is a tank-like vehicle with large Venus flytrap like mounted on the body. KO Troopers is a truck-like vehicle with a large wrecking ball stock. The front grille and the headlights like a angry face. It's true. This cartoon was off the chain. I mean, the amount of thought that went into creating this cartoon, oh my God. Like, there has to be mad props to give people for doing this. Beast Walkers is a large four-legged vehicle with a front-mounted claw weapon that is powerhouse of the Mastermind clone army. They were seldom used due to the greater energy required to spawn. Later, Trailblazer, they greatly resembled the ATs from Star Wars. Yeah, there's too many. Oh my God, there's too many damn. Oh my God, there's too many damn vehicles, man. I'm just gonna name them. I can't be bothered. Flapjacks, Luchers, Snapdragons, Battle Stations, Cruisers, and these are all Mastermind vehicles, y'all. Masterminds, Cruisers, Scouts, Satellites, Drill Vines, Pods, Space Fighters, Expansion Vines, Spore Vines, Receptacles, Brains. Man, y'all, it's just off the chain, the amount of vehicles that were in this cartoon. I mean, I don't think any other cartoon had this many vehicles except for Mask. Mask is the only other thing that I can talk about that I know for sure, which Mask is a later on down the episode, one of my podcast episodes that I have down the line. Trust me, Mask, God, they had vehicles. Jason Woodward is the same way, y'all. So that's the vehicles. Now, the real reason why everybody came here tonight, the animation series, man. Jayce and the World Warriors, the animated series. Oh yeah, hold on. I gotta show you all the vehicles. I gotta show you all the vehicles, man. I do. Please tell me I can pull up the vehicles. Okay, Armed Force, Spike Trike. Okay, here we go. So look, y'all, look, this is what I'm about to do. What I'm gonna do is, every time I see a vehicle, I'm gonna play it. All right, y'all? You see right there? Look, let me show you. Actually, so look, this is Armed Force right here. Y'all see that? That's Armed Force right there. That is Armed Force right there. You know what I'm saying? That is Armed Force right there. That is a sick vehicle, man. Let me see if I can play it. There we go. That's Armed Force right there. Y'all see that? Armed Force. Now, let's go see if I can find more vehicles. Y'all give me a second. I'm going to find more vehicles. There's Quick Draw. Man. There's Spike Trike. I got an idea. I got an idea. If it's gonna bring it up, it's the same thing, man. Dang. All right, that's as good as it's gonna get. Okay, on to the next one then. Yeah, but I was showing you all that. Man, forget that, man. This would be an awesome movie if they ever made this into a movie. I don't care what anybody says. Spike Trike. And they came up with some cool names, y'all. Spike Trike. Come on, come on, come on. Let's see if I can find it. I might have to go. Okay, so that's... Wow. Spike Trike got no love. Except for one her pals it. But don't worry, I'll show it to you in the cartoon. Oh man, that sucks. I'm not trying to show y'all no toy. Although they got a bunch of toys, boy. Woo, I'm gonna talk about some toys. Man, that is horrible. Well look, I'm gonna show y'all this right here. This is Spike Trike. Right there. That's what Spike Trike kind of looked like. That was pretty sick. There was a lot of toys from this cartoon series, man. When you talk about a cartoon series that was amazing, oh my God. Drill Sergeant. Dang, Drill Sergeant can't get no love either? Man. All right, I guess we'll see it in the cartoon intro then. Wow, this is unbelievable. But then again, I'm not shocked because Drill Sergeant was like, that's literally, I guess I could show that toy. That'd be the closest thing to it that I can think of, y'all. Look, right here. That's Drill Sergeant right there. You know what I'm saying? That's Drill Sergeant right there. That's Drill Sergeant right there. That's Drill Sergeant right there. Toys, man. I guess the toys. The toys are probably the main thing. Let me see. Let me see if I can get quick draw. Well, quick draw is definitely available. That's weird. Don't worry, all the cartoons in the intro, I'm going to show it to y'all. Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do, actually. Watch this. What I'm going to do is when I talk about the cartoon, I'm going to do it two ways. One, I'm going to show you the cartoon intro, and then I'm going to show you the vehicles in the cartoon intro. So y'all get ready to see some awesomeness. Excuse me, y'all. I got that water in me. Man, I'm so proud that y'all joining me tonight on the live stream with this episode. Okay, let's see. Y'all finally getting your vote on. Okay. Took long enough. Let's go. Come on now. I need more people voting. Thank you very much. Let's go. So, y'all, this is what's going to happen. I'm about to show y'all a cartoon intro, and then with the cartoon intro. So, let's move on to the animation, man. So, animation is the next thing about this right here. There is no doubt that cartoons is the way I come to know about Jayce and Wood Warriors. But there's a lot of people that watched it, know about it primarily through the toys. So now look, let me show you the cartoon intro. It's for sure I got to show you this cartoon intro. Are you kidding me? What? Man, look, I'm about to flip the camera, right? Plain and simple, the cartoon. The premise is plain and simple, right? Remember this? I was talking about this right here. Jayce and the Wood Warriors. Yeah, on DVD. Trust me, this cartoon, you can find it on YouTube. It is available if you're lucky. You know what I'm saying? This cartoon's hard to find on YouTube, but there are episodes. Now, what I'm about to show y'all now is the animation. I'm not even going to dance around it. Like, I'm not going to do a long speech thing. I just want to show you the cartoon so y'all can see how cool it is, why I'm so excited about this episode. You know what I'm saying? So here we go, y'all. I'm about to flip this camera. You're about to see this doggone thing. So here we go. I'm about to flip this camera. Here we go.
Thundering across the stars to save the universe from the monster minds. Jayce searches for his father to unite the magic root and lead his lightning league to victory over the changing form of Sawboss. Real warriors explode into battle. Lightning strikes.
It's the power that comes from deep inside you. You see right there? That's Armed Force. That's Drill Sergeant. Yep, that's Drill Sergeant right there. That's Quick Draw right there. Oh, stop rolling, fire so. Spike Trike right there, y'all. That was just Spike Trike. That's true. Man, did y'all see that? Did y'all see that awesome? Did y'all see that awesome cartoon intro? Man, that cartoon intro was, oh my lord. I mean, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. I'm over here clicking different cartoons by accident, man. Oh my lord. Excuse me, y'all. So look, that's the cartoon intro right there, Jayce and the Wood Warriors. There's no getting around it. It's one of the greatest cartoons in the 1980s. It got transitioned into the 1990s. And look, the cartoon itself, even though it failed to, it had, man, let me tell y'all this thing right here. It has 65 episodes. 65 episodes. The first episode debuted September 16th, 1985. Second episode, September 17th, 1985. It went from September 16th, 1985 all the way to December 16th, 1985. 65 episodes. First episode was called Escape from Garden of Evil, right? Then this last episode was called The Final Ride at Journey's End. Like, that sounds like an ending episode, but it really wasn't, y'all. Like, the cartoon never really ended. It was just weird, man. And then, of course, you had voice actors for the cartoon. Darren Baker was Jayce. Charles Joliffe was Gillian. Gilles Temes was Owen. Lou Bergeau was Owen the Alternate. John Stucker was Gun Grinner. Dan Hennessy was Audrick. And Kay Cruiser and Saw Trooper Valerie Polis was Flora. Gilio Konkuraga, Sawboss. Len Carlson was Herc the Storm Sailor and Terror Tank. Peter Lewis was the opening announcer. Ernie Anderson, the main opening announcer. And then Victor Loomis was the closing announcer. Yo, this cartoon, man, oh my God. Oh, it had so many. Man, oh God, the episodes, 65 episodes in one season. That's the crazy stuff they used to do back then. The only thing that has anything episodes like that is Thundercats. And then Gargoyles had season 2, episode 52 episodes. And then maybe Darkwing Duck had 60 episodes in season 3. It was nuts, man. Oh my God. Talk about a bajillion episodes. Like, people were working. See, back then, they had teams and teams of animators. And they weren't, it's almost as if people were doing the work for not getting paid. Because that's the only way you can have this much work getting done. Now animators are like, they're not playing that game anymore. Animators like, we're not a bunch of suckers. You are going to put some paper in our pocket. We're not playing that mess. Y'all, there are so many episodes. Still Against Shadow, Silver Crusaders, Ghost Ship, Flora, Fauna, and Masterminds. I have that episode actually on this disc right here. It's called Escape of Garden Eden. It's a special edition DVD, right? But guess what else it's got in here? It's got episodes Escape from the Garden of Eden, The Vase of Zhang, Still Against Shadow, and then a bonus, Flora, Fauna, and the Monster Minds. You see that? So basically, what we got here is you have 4 episodes. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So basically, 4 out of the first 6 episodes of the series. So basically, 4 out of 6 episodes of the series were on this DVD player collection that I have here. I love buying old school DVD collection cartoons. There's nothing like it. I've got Mask, I've got Voltron, I've got Defenders of the Earth, I've got Thundercats, I've got Gargoyles, I've got X-Men. Man, I got a bunch of old school cartoons, y'all. That old school cartoons was the jump off. Y'all know what I'm saying? It was the jump off. It's where it was at. Y'all feel me? It was where it was at, man. So, yo, that's the vehicles right there, man. That's the animation right there. The cartoon itself, you know, it's one of the greatest cartoons ever. Like, let me see if I can find, anything. Let me at least try. Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors episode 1. Let me see if I can find something. I just want to show y'all something aside from the cartoon intro. So look, let's go. Ooh, okay, it might show me something here. Warrior.
En Spectrum sabemos que tu
What
vida
the hell? Really? I hate when that happens. You gotta be kidding me. All right, y'all. Now, look, I'm about to show you some episodes just for like 20 seconds. Because, you know, copyright type stuff, man. You see that? Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors.
Go after him. Get that root. It's the only thing that can stop us.
So that's Una escaping from the monster mines right there. Let me see if I can skip it through all the way. So here we go. I just want to show y'all the Lightning League.
That would destroy those evil ones. minds.
Get the root to Jayce, he said. He's your new master. Serve him faithfully. He'll know what to do.
And this cartoon was off the
Find
chain.
your father. The root he carries must be joined with this one.
The future of the universe depends on this, and on me. How will I do it?
Come. Audrick as its leader.
Me? Where the...
So
Time
he's-
for the knowledge of the past.
So he's given the Ring of Light.
The Lightning League is now reborn. With you, Jayce, son of Audrick as its leader.
Me? Where the ring of leadership?
It has more power than you can imagine, but only if your heart and purpose are pure.
And then, of course, you got vehicles.
Gillian, it's glowing. It's as though it's telling me that I will be able to lead us.
God, I love cartoons.
I will find you. Nothing will stop me.
And I shall serve my new master faithfully.
Now, let's look at some vehicles, y'all. Let's look at some vehicles real quick, y'all.
Pleasure, Sawboss.
And now, one more thing, Jayce. This vehicle armed force I made for your father. Learn to use it well. It's yours now.
Mine. Armed force is mine.
That's Armed Force, Spike Trike. That's Quick Draw right there on the right. God, I love this cartoon. And look, I gotta show y'all Urk.
Yeah, didn't you?
Hold on.
It'll crash on the wall of light, Gillian.
I will only stop evil, Jayce. It lets good enter.
Now this way y'all make it hurt the Storm Sailor. Then we're done with this. I'll move on to toys. I have to show y'all this.
You just had to break down on me again, didn't you? Sorry about plowing up your tomato patch, folks, but don't expect me to pay for it.
Of course not.
Good. I know I'm crazy for asking, but you wouldn't happen to have a
See? So y'all, that's Herc the Storm Sailor. That's everybody right there, y'all. That's Jason the World War characters, the vehicles. Man, this cartoon, yo, I'm telling you right now, you could go on YouTube and probably watch the entire series. I'm telling you, you could literally watch the entire series. So please, go watch it. It's an amazing episode. One of the best cartoons from the 1980s, man. It was just, without question, it's not even close. Like, is it a great cartoon? No, it's a great cartoon. Hey, welcome back to the chat, man. Please, get your vote on. I see we got 2 people voted already. Okay, so this is good. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe anybody voted for Armed Force. That's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, that's the cartoons right there, and that's the animation. Now, the toys. The toys is really what spawned the cartoon. Normally, it's a cartoon that leads to creating of toys, but it's the reverse. The toys is what came first. You know what I'm saying? The toys came first. Man, and when I say there were toys, there were a bunch of toys. The toys initially were created by Mattel. Remember how you had Transformers? There's been 3 cartoons that were toys first and then cartoons. Transformers, Jayce and the World Warriors. Oh my God, what's the third one? Damn, I can't remember. You know what I'm saying? But, so back in originally conceived as a line of toy vehicles. So actually, speaking of toys, I better write this down. Toys. You know what? Let's just assume it's that time frame right there. I got to timestamp things, y'all. Toys. The toys were amazing. The toys that were created, right? Armed Force, Drill Sergeant, Spike Trike, Quick Draw, Sawboss, K.A. Cruiser, Gun Griner, Terror Tank, Trailblazer, Beast Walker, Battle Base, Victory Pack, Attack Pack. These vehicles were and then you had the toys themselves what led to the cartoon. I think somebody's like, yo, these toys are cool, these characters are cool. Why not make this into a cartoon? I mean, honestly, nowadays, The fact that back then Jason the Wood Warriors had 65 episodes is a miracle. Miracle, 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 miracle. But then the fact that it actually lasted 65 episodes was even more of a miracle. So you turned it into a cartoon. That's a miracle. And then you made it have 65 episodes. That's even more of a miracle. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of those cartoons that was the jump off, man. It really was the stuff of champions, y'all. It really was. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, that's what it is right there. It really was. Now, the toys, I mean, I've already showed you Spike Trike. Some of the stuff that y'all saw was some of the toys. And some of the other toys that were included into also as well. They were unreleased, though. They never got to be out. Thunderstruction vehicle sets, Flingshots, Space Gunner, Grim Creeper, Bro Toss, Motivator sets, Run Amuts, Rev Amuts, Scraps, Adventure Pack, Man, this cartoon, oh my God, it was just, oh my God. And one thing y'all need to know about the animated series. In France, right, the entire series was released on 2 VHS box sets and then later released on a DVD box set by Manga Distribution in 2014. The entire series was released on as a 2 DVD box set by IDP Home Video. In America, several compilations were released on VHS in the 1980s by Magic Window and subdivision of RCA Columbia Pictures Home Theater. In 2003, Sterling Entertainment released a single disc DVD Region 1 entitled Escape Garden of Evil, which is what I'm holding right here in 2003. You see it right there? I bought it long after, but this is when that thing came out, in 2003. Man, this thing was super sick, man. Best cartoon to ever hit the airwaves. It sure is one of the best ever, man. You know what I'm saying? And so the cartoon itself, man, it's just, man, and they had DVD releases that. Volume 1, February 21st, 2012. Volume 2, February 19, 2013. And complete series, 65 episodes, March 14th, 2018. It had comics. It had a comic that was supposed to come out. But just like everything else, they just never finished it. They just never had time for it, man. But the toys was the main thing to spawn everything we're looking at. Like, there was an uncredited finished comic based on the series, was published in the French comic magazine PIF Gadget number 9922. The 13-page adventure ended on a cliffhanger as the next issue did not include the follow-up story, and the conclusion to the story was never published in PIF Gadget. It included characters created specifically for the comic, such as white-haired young sorceress called Agora, who was also an ally of Sawboss. The story entitled El Cetranche Algora spell was later reprinted and completed in the Poche Journal, a free supplement for younger readers in the French television listing magazine. Telepush in the several installments. Poche Journal number 1, 1987. Poche Journal number 2, 1987. Poche Journal number 17, August 1987, and Poche Journal number 23, October 1987, and Poche Journal number 25, October 1987. So the cartoon, the characters, the toys, it was a toy thing that turned into an amazing cartoon series. You can't really get any better than that when something works out like that. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, it's not really like they were trying to do anything else. They just created a cool set of characters, and next thing you know, it became an awesome cartoon. So, yo, that's the toys right there, man. They're like, let me put some toys up for y'all. Jason the Wood Warriors. Y'all give me a second. Man, when I say there was a bunch of toys, it was a bunch of toys. Oh, yeah. Y'all look, get ready. I'm going to flip the phone and let y'all see my screen. All right, look. That's all the toys right there. Armed Force, Monster Minds, Armed Force again, Battle Base. You see what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of toys. It was a toy thing at first. You know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be all toys, and then it turned into an amazing cartoon. Mobile Battle Base, y'all see that right there? Jason the Wood Warriors, a Jayce toy right there. That's the whole entire family right there, along with Sawboss. This thing was literally a cartoon to be a cartoon. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was meant to be. Look at that. Audrick. So, you know, this cartoon, look at that. Mobile Battle Base. It's just meant to be. It was just meant to be a cartoon. Armed Force, look at that. You know what I mean? So, yo, that's what it was meant to be. That's all the toys right there, y'all. So now, you know what I'm saying? That's Jason the Wood Warriors right there. Now, the next segment, right? always the most important one, I think, get your mind right. I really, really believe in mental health. It's a very important thing. I know it works because it worked for me. Look at how all the great things that are happening to me. You have to change your path in your mind to change where you want to go. If you don't do those two things, you can't be successful. You don't have to live in sadness. You can get help. You don't have to be depressed. You don't have to be and living with anxiety, traumas that you've had as a kid. Whatever you don't resolve as a child in the childhood is going to come into the adulthood. You see what I'm saying? And so for me, one of the biggest things for me was when I started therapy 2 years ago, and I'm going to be done next month, May. 2 years is what I did. I wanted to get over some traumas from childhood. I needed to. Excuse me, y'all. Gotta sip on that water. I needed to get over that. You know what I'm saying? For me, just elevating my mind and my spirit to get where I gotta go, that was very important to me. Just when I started, I remember when I first started my therapy, I told my therapist, I just want to be different. I don't want to be less aggressive. I just want to be less angry, which is what happened. I want to be able to tune people out, be able to tactically basically beat people, which is what's happening. I think there's a mistake about therapy that, Lord, like it makes you melancholy or whatever. It doesn't do that. It really just makes you resolve what is going on with you. And a lot of people don't want to resolve what's going on with them. And if you're the type that don't want to resolve, you just want to live in your toxicity, go about your business. But you're never going to be the best version of your life. And remember this, we only have one life. So you might as well be the best version of yourself within that life. Y'all get what I'm saying? So for me right now, speaking of today is day number 697. 697. And speaking of day, I'm actually going to write something in here. I went live on YouTube to record Sanusi Vision podcast episode number 212, Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors. This is literally what I do every day, y'all. Literally what I do every day when I do my journal thing. I always write at the top of the day, then the things I always write in the intentions of the day. Live in serenity, achieve greatness. I'm grateful what I'm grateful for. Then the things that I kind of like markers. Today's mantra. Today I found joy in. Tomorrow's goal. Things that I did for myself and others. That's today. How was the day? I always say the day was fantastic. When it comes to me saying about my day, I always say I had another great day. And I always finish the journal with, I love my life. Because I do. I love my life. It's the only one you got. You know what I'm saying? Find a way to make it a way to be the best life that you can live. That means pursue your dreams. See, my dreams used to get pursued, but not in the kind of successes I'm having now. Before I would pursue my dream, and the same thing would happen. I'd fall over. Because there was one thing that was in the way that needed to be addressed. The traumas that I have from childhood. The best, people that are leaving, you can leave. I don't give a damn. Every time I go into the segment where I talk about get your mind right, people all of a sudden want to leave. Leave. I don't care. You're an idiot if you leave because you don't want to address yourself. On my platform, this is my platform. I'm going to talk about the things that actually matter, which means being a healthy version of yourself. If you're the healthy version of yourself, then all the things that you're trying to achieve will be achieved. Like, for example, I finished my comic book. It's gotten copyrighted this Monday. It got sent to the Library of Congress. You know how great that makes me feel? Man, I started this book like almost 7 years ago, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, we had the pandemic, so I had to put it on. I wouldn't call it put on hold, but I was still building it through that time. Excuse me, y'all. That's what's, for me, therapy. Like I said, and this journals, I've got my own personal journal that I designed. I've got this type right available on my website, soundvision.com. So you can see it's got Carjack for Science Classic in the front and the version 5 on the back. And then on the front, I always say, my dreams are my destination. You see what I'm saying? You got to believe in yourself. Then I put all my things that I want to accomplish. Everything that I want to accomplish, like words to symbolize each thing. So it goes on the cover. You know what I'm saying? Carjack for Assassins. Carjack for Assassins just keeps manifesting into greatness. Sanusi Vision, same thing as well. When you write a journal of yourself every day, you're fixing yourself. When you go into mental health, mental therapy, when you get a therapist, you are now explaining to the therapist what's going on with you so that you and that person come up with a battle plan to make you better. Why would I want to stay in in sadness and all that stuff. And look, if I had any wish for anybody, I'd get them therapy. If I had any wish, my favorite rapper, my favorite music person of all time, and I feel like he's the I don't feel like he is the greatest music person of all time. Tupac Amaru Shakur. Tupac is the greatest music person of all time. It's not even close. The amount of influence that he has is ridiculous. I wish he could have gotten therapy. Oh my God. That would have done wonders just to give his mind some rest. To have like a release from all the pain and all the crap that he dealt with, man. He had a hard life. That's why I can't stand when people always talking bad about him. It pisses me off because you don't know Jack. I almost cussed, but you don't know Jack. That man went through. He was born in poverty. He had a hard life. All that kind of stuff, man. And so when you go through all that, you go through a lot of all that, man. You know what I mean? So therapy is very life-changing. I can honestly say that I'm a different person from 2003 to 2025. Completely different. 2024 was the best year of my life. Now 2025 is the best new year of my life. I wish I could have skipped all the way from when I was young all the way till 2023 when I started my therapy. Because it really changed me. I started off with a lady who was my therapist at first, and then when I ran out of sessions, I got more sessions through my brother's job. Then I was able to pick up from there, and then I got a guy who's now my therapist, who's been my therapist for the last year and a half. So since 2023, basically, since 2023. Yeah, that's when I started. Yeah, it's been an amazing 2 years, man. My life has really changed. All the things that I want to do, I'm actually doing it and doing it with ease. And that trauma, that anxiety, all that stuff that I used to have, that I used to try to force to go away, it just dissolved all on its own. I still get challenges every day. I still have people try you. But now it's more like when people try me, I'm just looking at them like they're crazy. Because now when I don't say anything, because before I used to just go off on people. Now because I don't say nothing, I feel like people are like, he's more dangerous because he doesn't say anything. Y'all get what I'm saying? But that kind of stuff happens because I've gotten into therapy. It's a betterment of your life. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's all about improving your life. And that's exactly what therapy is done for me. So please, if you need it, go find a therapist. If you have a job, if you have full-time benefits, please go sign up for therapy and get yourself some help so that you can be the best version of yourself. Trust me, I was using my works therapy till I ran out of sessions, and then I started paying for it on my own. I'm just like, yo, I'm just gonna do this. And because I remember me and my uncle sitting down and him telling me, Junior, you need to do 2 years of therapy. There's no getting around it. We've got to put you in therapy. You've got to be in therapy for 2 years, at least 2 years, so that you can fix all the things that are bothering you. And behold, lo and behold, he was right. 2 years, man, and here I am in a amazing serenity state. I live in serenity every day, y'all. Some people can piss me off, but I still return to serenity. Even like I had incidents at work, I still return to serenity. I just checked fools, I ignore their ass. I'm tuning people out. Like I took the right approach to doing things. Instead of going off on somebody wanting to whoop their, you know what? Like I used to be able to do, like I used to do. I can still do it, I just don't do it no more. Because now I take a different strategy to crushing you. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all about being mentally right, being physically right, taking care of yourself and being right here. I get sick of seeing all these ads that I see on YouTube where they talk about mental health, but what they really do is, excuse me, y'all, but what they really do is just selling like health. It's just a sales pitch. It's so annoying. So please, if you're gonna get a therapist, get one. If you can get one in your local area, do that. Find somebody that actually gives a damn about people, because sometimes you get your first therapist, you're like, nah, we ain't gonna work. Then you get a second one, you be like, okay, that's gonna work. Or even it might take you 3 tries to get a therapist. For me, I didn't really have any tries. I just had one. I ran out of sessions, and then I went to go get more sessions because through my brother's job, and I got another therapist. And then from then I just took it on from there. You know what I mean? So yo, that's where it's at, man. Health, mental health. Please get your mind right. Please. It's always something that I stress, man. It is important so that you can become the best version of yourself. Look at me. I'm the best version of myself. I'm so grateful for what I have, man. It's not even funny. Y'all know what I'm saying? So yo, thank y'all. So now last but not least, y'all, the final thoughts. Then of course, all the cool new gear. But today, as far as cool new gear, I'm only going to show you the sneakers, man. The sneakers. I got to show y'all the sneakers. The sneakers are Spitfire. Look, I'm from where I'm from. I'm not telling where I'm from. That ain't going to happen. Everybody always asks that, and I always give the same answer. Ain't telling ya. So now look, y'all, Thank all of y'all who voted in the chat. Hopefully more people voted. Dang, only 2 people. That's messed up. But it's all to the good. It's been an amazing, successful show. I'm more surprised at how many people joined the chat for this show. Because I didn't think a bunch of people would know about Jayce and the World Warriors. But that's all right. Because I ain't got no comments. Nobody said anything about it. So obviously, based on the avatar that I put for the episode, y'all probably were like, this is curious cartoon right here. So yo, you know what I'm saying? My final thoughts. Jayce and the World Warriors. Right here. One of the greatest cartoons ever created. Ever created. Like, super sick, man. Super sick. You know what I'm saying? It's super sick. It's just, oh my God, next level stuff, y'all. You know what I mean? Jayce, Gillian, Audrick, Flora, Herc the Storm Sailor, you know what I'm saying? All the various characters within there. The Mastermind, Sawboss, all the Sawboss generals. This cartoon from the 1980s was something. The only thing that I just think was unresolved is the fact that it just was unresolved. Like, same thing with the cartoons. Like, they made a bunch of ideas but never released it. The cartoon never got finished. How you make a cartoon and don't finish it? At least when most cartoons, when they know they're gonna end, they at least finish it. Every show I've ever watched, they at least say, you know what, we're not gonna make it no more. Let's just give a last episode. Cool. But these guys just didn't finish nothing. That's horrible. Like, man, that's so bad. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, Jayce and the World Warriors, you know, the things that I talked about were the origins, the history, the origins. 1980s, a great cartoon. The origins that it's a toy that became a cartoon series, which is totally cool. You know what I'm saying? Totally cool. Transformers was that way. Was Masked that way? I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? But yo, that's what says that. And then of course the history. As the history of the thing, it goes from a toy to a cartoon series. It don't get no more cooler than that. And then to make it even more cool, the cartoon series becomes great because of the toy series. Then sorry, yo, I've been awake all day, baby. I can't believe I'm still going hard at this episode right here. Then of course you've got the characters: Jayce, Gillian, Flora, Herc the Storm Sailor, Sawboss, and his masterminds, Audrick. It's just an amazing set of episodes, man. Then of course the vehicles: Armed Force, Drill Sergeant, Spike Trike, Quick Draw, Trailblazer, Battle Base, all kinds of cool. And then the masterminds with their vehicles, man. Man, this cartoon was off the chain. And of course the cartoon series itself, like what I'm holding right here. Oh my God, the animation on this cartoon, it was a French cartoon. It was a cartoon created by French individuals, developed by let's go back to the beginning. J. Michael Straczynski. You know what I'm saying? But it was produced by Gene Chaplin, who's a French producer. Music was created by Scov Levy and Haim Saban, who also had his hands in Techno Man. Power Rangers, of course, what you're mostly known for. The creator of Power Rangers. Then the producers were Gene Chaplin and John Kenemy. You know what I'm saying? So it's Gene Chaplin is a French businessman, banker, and former television producer. In 1971, he founded the production company DIC Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So, which specialized in children-oriented television and film productions. Through the company, he co-created successful television, which is true. You know what I'm saying? That man just transitions his money from one thing to another thing, man. You know what I mean? So that's Jayce and the World Warriors right there, man. And then of course, the toys. The toys, ridiculous. The amount of toys that they had was nuts, man. Like they just had toys for days. Even till today, you can go on Amazon.com and buy a bunch of toys. Or somebody's gonna sell it to you. Promise you, there's a bunch of collectors out there, man. I'm waiting for one day when I go to a comic expo to see Jayce and the World Warriors. I might mess around and buy it. Y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, that's Jayce and the World Warriors right there, man. You know what I mean? I really appreciate all of y'all right there. That's what's up. One of these days, I'm going to have to do the Thundercats episode again. This time I'm going to do live. You feel me? So, yo, that's Jayce and World Warriors, man. Now, look, let's focus on some cool products, all right? So, first things first, I'm going to grab y'all while I'm at it. A journal. Since you're checking for yourself, you might as well get one of my journals so you can feel good, feel great, be the best, healthiest version of yourself. So go get you one of my journals now, available on soundvision.com, y'all. Soundvision.com. Now, next up is some other stuff, and I'm going to show you some sneakers. Let's see. Look at this right here. I've been wanting to show y'all. These are our new water bottle designs right here. available now on sunvision.com. If you know you love water bottles, you got to go get you one of our water bottles right here, available on sunvision.com. These are amazing. Guess what else it's got? It's got a straw. You see that straw right there? You can't tell me you don't see the straw with the lift cap, right? So if you want to drink your water, you just lift it. It's actually got a handle valve. Y'all see that right there? So yo, and with the handle, you can hold it. Simply hold it. Or you can hold it like this, whichever way you prefer. This is my favorite water bottle right here. It don't fade, it don't crack, it don't break, and it keeps your drink cool. Trust me, I know. I got this. I use this thing every single day, y'all. So water bottles in any character. Right here, you see Cardiac Assassins, but you get it in Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Turtles, Mega Man, Thundercats. Any drawing I got on my website is available on these water bottles. And look, like the hoodie that I'm wearing. This is all positive again. Look at this new style hoodies. Man, yo, everybody and their godmother was giving me mad props today when they saw this. With the matching pair of pants that I had. You know what I'm saying? So, which one I'm going to show y'all next. What I'm going to do is take up my phone. I'm literally going to show you the table setup I got behind me. That way we can see all the gear I got. That's one way of showing y'all all my stuff. You know what I mean? So, look, before I forget, because I don't want to forget, these are the pants now. New designs. Cardiac Assassins. You see that? I wore these all day, baby, today. It was the coolest thing ever. These pants were off the chain. People were like, man, what you got on? That is sick, man. You know what I mean? It's good to believe in yourself, man. You see that? With the QR code. Now, the QR code is going to get moved. I'm probably going to move it to the front the next design I do. But, yo, these are sweatpants right here, available in different characters. Cardiac Assassins, Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Turtles, Mega Man, Thundercats, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Black Panther, Black Lightning, Techno Man, Shaka Zulu, Flash. You know what I'm saying? Yo, in fact, let me get you this all-star sweatpants that I got so y'all can see it. And then we're going to point to some sneakers. Y'all see these right here? These are all-star sweatpants. And what I mean by all-star is, you see how many characters is on here? Look at this. I got Blade, Leonardo, Wolverine, Panthro. On this leg, I got Ryu, Iron Man, Mega Man, and Captain America Sam Wilson. Then when you flip the back, guess what I got? I got Batman, Green Lantern, Spider-Man, Black Lightning. On this side, I got Black Panther, War Machine, Techno Man, and Voltron. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, the designs are my own. I come up with whatever I want to do, however I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't want to forget dog hoodies. Now look, before I mess around, see, I'm sprinting through this thing, man. I'm not even bull jobbing. Guess what else I got? Dog hoodies. If you're a fan of your dog, I know you love your dog, you got to go get you a dog hoodie. Sometimes it's cold at night when you're walking your dog, man. And thank you all of y'all for joining the chat tonight. Hit the like button. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification button. And also too, please vote. Get your vote on in the voting poll thing. Come on now, let's go. How y'all just gonna go through the vote thing and not vote, man? Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Look, dog hoodies. If you love your dog, this is a Batman dog hoodie. Please, please, please hit the like, subscribe button. Thank you very much. Now we're up to 3. There we go. Look at this. Batman dog hoodie. Now these dog hoodies are custom designed. I got them from extra small all the way to large. And I got them different characters too. You got Batman right here. I sold a bunch of Cardiac Assassins. One, which is basically my characters. People love my characters. So I sold a bunch of my character ones. Dog hoodies, Batman, Cardiac Assassins, Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Turtles. Right now I've got about 12 designs on my website. Batman included, Wonder Woman included, Cardiac Assassins, Blade, Iron Man, Deadpool. I think there's a Wolverine one, Glocks, Cajun, Rasputin, Sincere, Escalade. So those are all the dog hoodies that I've designed so far right now. You know what I'm saying? So thank all of y'all for joining the chat tonight. It's been a very successful show. Look at this. Batman. You see what I'm saying? So yo, go get you a dog hoodie right now, available on sunvision.com. Now next up, I'm about to show y'all a t-shirt. And then we're gonna finish it off with the sneakers. Because the sneakers have become the new baby of the entire Suns Vision universe. They are off the chain. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Let me show y'all some t-shirts. I'm actually gonna show you a Turtles t-shirt. Look, I call it the Turtles Thundercats combo. You see Turtles in the front, right? You see that right there? And you flip it, you got Thundercats on the back. Man, and it's still the same price. Still the same price. Who else you know gonna do that right there? You feel me? So this is the kind of things we're doing at Sound Vision, man. Amazing, cool gear. You know what I'm saying? Look at the right arm, right sleeve right there, left sleeve right there. So I want y'all to visit soundvision.com and get your order on. You know what I'm saying? Get your order on. Get your order on. All right, so look, let me put this away. And then we're going to talk about some other cool stuff. I'm going to literally take the camera, y'all, and move it to my table. I can't be bothered to even pick up the stuff. I can't be bothered. Oh, so I don't forget. I knew I was going to forget. Look. Phone cases. Phone cases, phone cases, phone cases. I make them in 3 different styles of phone cases. iPhones, Samsung Galaxies, and Google Pixels. So iPhones all the way to 16 Pro Max, Google Pixels all the way to 24 S25 S Ultra, and then of course Google Pixel 9. So all kinds of designs. You see the different characters. Carjack for Assassin's Classic, Carjack for Assassin's version 5, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But I can do it for Black Panther, Carjack for Assassins, Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Turtles, Mega Man, Thundercats. It don't matter. Any drawing you see on my website can definitely go on a phone case. You know what I'm saying? Your phone is the most important thing on us. So you might as well put your phone in. The phone case is actually sturdy. And trust me, I went to the post office today. I had the phone case and I dropped my phone in the phone at the post office. And y'all know the post office floor is unforgiving, straight concrete. Not a damn thing happened. Not even a crack, not even a slat, not even a slash, not even a scratch. You know what I'm saying? So yo, soundvision.com, y'all. Now look, I'm about to take my phone. I'm about to show y'all some cool gear. Mannequins with full body clothing on them. You ready? Let's do this. Look at this. Man, this is what we're doing over here at Sound Vision, man. You see that? Escalade t-shirt right here with the leggings. You see that? With the sincere leggings. This is what we're doing at Sound Vision. I ain't got to do too much. Show you what we're working with, man. A lot has changed, boy. Let me tell you, taking these mannequins to the Comic Expo really changed my life. Then, of course, you got posters, right? You got to have a poster. Who doesn't want a poster? Look, Carjack for Assassins, most important universe. You know what I'm saying? You got the Carjacks, the heroes. Then, of course, you got the assassins, the villains. Look at this. You know what I mean? So, yo, you got the assassins, the villains right there. You got Sanusi right there. You know, you got to have different posters. If you love posters, you got to go get you one of these right here. Available on soundvision.com. This is what we're doing on Sound Vision. Then, of course, you got the male mannequin. Look at this. Carjack for Assassin t-shirt right here. Available now on soundvision.com. Look at this cool custom t-shirt, man. Man, this is what your boy doing. I'm doing big time things, right? With the matching sweatpants. Man, look at this. That is sick, y'all. Y'all ain't got nothing to say to me. Nothing. You feel me? You ain't got not a jack squat to say to me. Look at this. The back of the t-shirt right there. This is what we're doing over here, man. You know what I mean? Look at this. This is sick stuff, y'all. So this is how we're working with Sound Vision right here. Then, of course, I forgot to show y'all the sneakers, which I'm going to break down to y'all. Don't worry, I'm going to break down the sneakers to y'all, and then we up through. Look at this. Look at the back of the shirt. Look at this. Tell me that ain't sick, man. Tell me that ain't sick. Look at that. Man, we got leggings over here. We got sincere leggings right here. Look at this thing, man. Look at this. Look at this cactus, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're doing over here. Look at this. Cactus right here. That's how I make these leggings. They are next level stuff, y'all. So, yo, now look. Now I got to bring the sneakers to y'all, and then we're going to call it a wrap. Look. So look, let's start off with these right here, one at a time. I'm gonna go backwards to forwards. I'm gonna end it with the kid sneakers, the Carjack for Assassins kid sneakers. Look, y'all, let me put on some gloves because I'm not trying to get my sneakers dirty. You know what I mean? So look, all of y'all join the chat, please vote, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Let's go. So these are the Batas 3 sneakers high tops right here, available now on soundvision.com. This is what your boy doing, man. We doing big time things like this. Oh man, the banner's been not straight all day. Oh, Lord have mercy. There we go. Now we got that straightened out. Check this out. Okay, I'm back. Look, I'm gonna show you 4 pairs of sneakers, right? That's enough to just drive y'all nuts. Look, check this out. This is a Wolverine / Deadpool Bottas 3 high top sneakers. Oh yeah, that's what your boy working with. The boy doing the doggone thing. You don't hate, congratulate. You feel me? Yo, I just shipped out a pair of sneakers this afternoon. I told y'all, look, let me show y'all the video. I'm gonna show you the sneakers, then I'm gonna show you the live video of the sneaker that I made for the customer. Y'all gonna trip out when y'all see this sneaker. It's spitfire. So these are the Blade Wolverine Bottas 3 high top sneakers right here. Available now on Soundvision.com. This is what your boy doing, man. This is the kind of sneakers we're creating. You can see the custom design in it. You know what I mean? I'm not messing around, y'all. I'm doing major things with these sneakers now, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing major things. You know what I'm saying? Major things. Next up, you got the Black Panther and Batman Sport 2s. Woo! These are great for working out, great for hiking, great for playing basketball, great for running. If you love to work out, if you work in retail or if you're a nurse, you're on your feet a lot. Trust me, you want one of these right here. Look at this thing, sick, man. 1 foot is Black Panther, 1 foot is Batman. And look, you see these little holes you see right here? These are compression so that when you're walking or running, there's a shock absorber that's hitting, so your feet ain't suffering. Trust me, I know. I used to have plantar fasciitis. Man, thank you God for good shoes. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Yo, so Bottas, and look, Black Panther. And you know what's cool about these sneakers? There's no shoelaces. That's the best part. No shoelaces. Y'all see that? So no shoelaces. So that's what I've been working on, man. These Bottas 2 high top Sport 2s right here. Next level stuff, y'all. Next up, let me show y'all some more sneakers. We got 2 more to go. 2 more to go. And guess what I got here? I got here Iron Man. I got the Blade versus Iron Man Bottas 3 low tops. I just made a high top for a customer of this sneaker. Then I also made a Street Fighter version for them too as well. They were tripping out when they saw the sneaker, man. They were just like, what the hell? Unbelievable. This is the kind of design that I do, man. Look at this. You see that? I got Blade on 1 foot, Iron Man on the other foot. That's right. That's what your boy doing. So please, if you're joining the chat just now, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. Don't be a hater, be a congratulator. Nobody wants your negative energy if you got something. Thank you very much. Look, these sneakers, man, the stuff that I do is next level, y'all. I make some cool looking sneakers. You know what I'm saying? People were tripping when they saw the Bottas 3 on my feet. You know what I'm saying? The brown with the Cardiac Assassin Bottas 3 on my feet. I'm actually going to go get them. You know what I mean? So, yo, these are the Blade Iron Man ones right here. You got Blade on one side. You got Iron Man on one side. And it's a low top. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, that's what your boy doing. Then, of course, and then, of course, look, check these out. I don't want to put these on the table, but I wore these today. The Bottas 3 Cardiac Assassin Bottas 3 low tops right here. Available on Soundvision.com. Man, these are sick, y'all. Next level sick, y'all. And speaking of sick, I'm actually going to correct some, I'm going to add some stuff to the website so y'all can see it. So for those who are very interested, because once I get off this podcast now, people are going to want to go, people are making orders. So when I'm done, I got work to do. Work is never done, y'all. It is just never done. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, Bottas 3 low tops, carjack for assassins. Look at this thing right here, man. I wore this sneaker and people were tripping. They're like, man, that is sick as hell. And it's brown too. You see that? Brown. Then of course, and then last but not least, man, kid sneakers. For the longest time, I couldn't create no kid sneakers, man. And that was a problem for me, boy. I did not sit well with me. Y'all feel me? So guess what your boy had to do? That's right. I did it. I finally got around to it, man. You know what I'm saying? Batas 3 Kids high top. This is a platinum low top right here. You know what I'm saying? This is not your normal Batas 3 Kids sneakers right here, man. Next level stuff right here, y'all. Y'all see the art detail on it? This is Spitfire, man. You got to be a hater to hate this shoe. But there's a lot of haters, but don't nobody give a damn what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. This is beautiful, man. You know what I mean? Batas 3 high tops, now available on soundvision.com. We're doing major things over here, man. So soundvision.com. Carjack for Assassins, kids sneakers, available now on soundvision.com, y'all. So, y'all, that's all the sneakers right there, man. And that's all the merch. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to do too much. Y'all see the merch on me. Y'all saw I'm rolling. Y'all know what it is. I ain't got to try to hide it. You feel me? The fashion, the style, the swagger. You know what I'm saying? Now, speaking of importance, before I get up out of here, Carjack for Assassins. The first official comic book is coming out this year. And you know why I know it's coming out? Because I've just copyrighted the official comic book. It's going to be on and popping, y'all. That book is going to change my life. I'm already putting it into existence, putting it into existence, manifestation. Man, that book is lit. It is fire. And you know, there's a jealousy that comes to people when they start seeing you elevate yourself. So they don't know how to handle it. So they show up less. They give you less encouragement because now everything they used to talk about that you're actually manifesting to reality, they're like, whoa, this is manifesting. Yeah, I don't care what you think. I'm not asking for I don't keep that many friends, so I don't care what people generally think or how they feel about what I'm doing. Like, I got 2 friends. Everybody else is an associate. You know what I mean? So I move small. Small packs is the best way to move. You know what I mean? So right now, this bio book now is available on soundvision.com. And you know why you want to get this bio book? Because it's going to get you ready for the first official Carjack for Assassins comic book. Yes, you heard what I said. The first official Carjack for Assassins comic book is coming out this year. It's going to be on and popping, y'all. It's going to be nuts, man. It's going to be a game changer. It's going to change my life. It already has changed my life. It's made me realize that I have created something great and I don't need big companies to make it be the best version it can be. You don't know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at with this, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm going to end the poll. I guess Spike Track and it was a tie. Herc and Spike Track tied with Flora and Drill Sergeant for the best vehicle and the best characters in the show. You know what I mean? So, but yo, this bio book right here is gonna help you to understand. Look, you're gonna see the heroes, the Carjacks. You know what I'm saying? You got Cajun, Escalade, Glocks, Rasputin, Sphinx, Sincere, Shepard, Diesel. You know what I'm saying? Then, of course, you got the villains, man. Those villains, led by Lord Sun Tzu. The assassins, right? You got Sun Tzu. You got artillery. You got coyotes. So you got Sun Tzu. You got artillery. You got the coyotes. You got Kanji. You got Yukon. You got Snipes. You got Revo. You got Excursion. And then you got Seth right there at the bottom. So, yo, Carjack for Assassins bio book now available on soundvision.com. Get you a pair, y'all. Trust me, this book is going to get you ready for the first official Carjack for Assassins comic book. And it is coming out this year. And no, it's not going to be free. Hell no. Hell to the hell no. You know how long it took me to create the book? I got these bums that get on my channel talking about, yo, is the book going to be free? Hell no. Take your broke, you know what, to wherever you got to take yourself to. But you ain't getting no free book from me. Hell no, that's not happening. You know what I mean? So, yo, that's the Carjack for Assassins bio book right there, available on soundvision.com, y'all. Now, look, I want to thank y'all for everything for listening. Like I said, that book is coming out this year, the first official Carjack for Assassins comic book. There's something liberating about creating something and then it just manifests into reality. When I first started that book, I was like, what am I doing? Because it brought me back to the beginning of when I created the whole Carjack for Assassins universe again. I didn't know what I was going to be creating. I was like, man, I just need to tie them. I need to figure out where to tie this comic book to my characters and make sure that people understand how it was created, why they are where they are. You know what I mean? So, yo, that's what's up right there, man. So, y'all, thank y'all for listening, man. Before I get out of here, I want to thank our sponsors. This Sound Vision podcast is brought to you by, I knew I forgot something. I wanted to show y'all that video of the sneaker that I made for the customer. I knew I forgot something because the sneaker ain't in my hand no more. That's probably one of the things that bums me out whenever I do sneakers for customers. I know I'm never gonna see that sneaker again. Sorry, y'all. Man, I'm still getting over a cold. I guess it's not done with me yet. So let's see. I want to show them individually, so I can see both sneakers individually. Okay, so here we go. Let's go.
All right, Anthony, they are here. The Bata Street Blade, Iron Man, and the Street Fighter sneakers. Look at these Jordans, man. They are spitfire, so sick. I'm so proud of this design. I have to send you this video, man. I'll put it on the mail for you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? This is next level stuff. This is the Iron Man ones right here. I gotta put it in my hand just to show you a little snippet of them. Do a whole 360 of these joints, man. Look at this. This is so sick. Look, let me give you some context so you can see the distance from it. Look at this. Look at this, man. This is next level stuff right here. Look at that, man. And then look at them together, right?
So y'all, the sneaker ain't here no more, so that's why I gotta show you the video. Now check out the Street Fighter one. Oh my God.
Look at these joints right here. Ryu. You know what I'm saying? All the characters in the Street Fighter universe. Look at that right there. This is what your boy doing. And look, I gotta flip it so you can see the inside of it. Man, look at that, man. That is next level stuff. And then of course, gotta get the other foot so you can see what's going down with that. You know what I mean? Look at this. This is next level stuff, y'all. And then, Anthony, check this other side out. You know what I mean? Look at this. This is next level stuff, man. This is so sick. 360 completely, man. This is spitfire. Look at this. Straight spitfire, man. Look at these joints. Man, talk about sick as I don't know what. So look, and just for context, so you can see it up close. Look at that. Man, that's sick right there. So yo, man, I know you're gonna love these sneakers, man.
Yo, that's the sneaker right there. I just need to show it to y'all. But that's what your boy been doing, man. I'm putting in that work. Y'all feel me? So yo, thank y'all for listening, man. Now let's get up out of here. We gotta thank our sponsors real quick. Pay these bills, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to stay steady. So look, thank you for joining us, man. Thank you. This Phenomenon podcast is brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African fashion and accessories from the motherland. That's right, Homeland Fashions, y'all. And this podcast is also brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to pediatricians and everything between, search Tigler. Don't wait, that's Tigler.com, y'all. That's Tigler.com. Then, of course, last but not least, this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening, man. It's been an amazing episode. Jayce and the World Warriors. This cartoon's off the chain, y'all. Straight off the chain. You can't beat off the chain. When off the chain, it's just off the chain. Thank y'all for listening, man. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Boke Jr. Please check out my website at soundvision.com for all the cool stuff. Beanies, hoodies, water bottles, sneakers. Yeah, sneakers. I'm so proud of these creations right here. Look at these joints. These are nasty, man. You know what I mean? Posters, apparel, you name it, we doing it at soundvision.com, man. Phone cases, shoot. What y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Phone cases. Go get your phone case on soundvision.com. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing over at soundvision.com. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that's where you're going to get the podcast episodes, which right now I'm going live. So if your friends didn't get to watch it, please tell them about my YouTube channel, Sanusi Vision, so they can join the movement, be part of this amazing movement that's going on right now, because this channel continues to grow. Grow, I tell y'all, man. You know what I mean? I'm not playing no games. I'm on mission. I've been on mission. You know what I'm saying? And then last year, September, I just said I'm going to step my mission up even more. You know what I mean? So I'm doing major things, man. You know what I mean? And please, check out our social media platforms at YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, X, and Instagram. Yes, I can't stand X or Instagram. Facebook is starting to get on my damn nerves too. But you need these platforms. You can use these platforms to benefit you. Like, for example, my favorite two platforms are YouTube and TikTok. However long we have TikTok for, you know what I'm saying? Because you have customers in all kinds of platforms. And you as an artist need to figure out how you're going to go about and express yourself and grow yourself as a brand, instead of whining and complaining and crying about what the world owes you. Now is not the time to be complaining about what the world owes you. Now's a chance for you to garner that independence and do your own thing and be your own space. You feel me? So yeah, that's where we're at right there, man. I still use Facebook, X, and Instagram, but I mostly use Facebook as the third one. X and Instagram are just randoms. I'm not a big fan of those three right there. My favorite platform is YouTube. My second favorite platform is TikTok, and then my third favorite platform is Facebook. At one point, Instagram used to be my favorite platform, but I realized how much it sucked. You know what I'm saying? They shadow ban you all the time. TikTok shadow bans you all the time, but you can get around that. Instagram just straight up shadow bans you all the time. They keep you from having more than 20 views. They're unscrupulous, man, and that's due to that piece of trash, Mark Zuckerberg. He's such a piece of trash, man. God, if anybody ever had no decency, it'd be him. You know what I mean? And please, don't forget to review us, rate us. Don't be a hater. You know what I'm saying? Continue to aspire and achieve, believe in yourself. You know, two things I always end with all the time. One, there's no success in skipping steps. The back of the line is just as important as the front of the line. Be determined and not desperate. Then the second thing, your dreams can be delayed but must never be extinguished. So wait your time while the universe delivers you the right hand. Be determined and not desperate. It's always good to believe in yourself, man. Don't let nobody talk you out of nonsense or trick you out of your place, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Trick you out of your place means that people are willing to do things to you so that you can get out of character, so they can trick you out of the position that you've earned, because what they really want is the position you've earned. It's pathetic, but it's the way some people are. They got no honor. So it's all good. So you can't worry about their honor, man. You just worry about your honor. You know what I'm saying? And please, like I said, don't forget to review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. As always, y'all, continue to aspire and achieve. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Man. Peace.